Morning, everybody. This is Shane Carlisle from Smart Money Trading on the 4th of the 4th, 2022. Just had a lovely weekend with my son. Now we're back to it. Nice early start this morning. Markets opened 10 o'clock last night. So we've had a couple of hours of action up to now. Just woke up, had my first coffee. I've got lovely bit of motivation playing in my ears to start the day. So let's get in. So the GU, I actually looked at this one before I went to bed last night. So I've had the push off, 18 bar range. We've come out the bottom. I've come back to collect these orders. This order here was already collected here. So it was this order left. Thank you. And then for the rest of the last trading day, we sort of consolidated around here. Now it looks like from the swing out, we're having the pull back to this area. And then a possible, we've got a candle down here from the 29th that was left, which looks to me like we're having a boomerang effect to get to there. We broke structure here, so it's got to come back to fill these, but we've not broke ultimate structure because we're only at 50% of March. So we are heading down. Come back, took these orders back, dropped, come back, took these orders back, dropped. So we're in between the golden zone at the moment for the banks at the bottom, so we could see a reversal from here or a push down, but I'm just looking at that little section there for today. Possibly come back, fill them orders down to fill them orders. We could have 2 order fills today, so but we won't know until the market does what the market does. I'm looking for a possible entry around the 88 and 71 from last trading day. G8 might be a bit longer than normal because I've not done any 18 bar ranges this morning. So we've got 7 o'clock. This was from last week. Sorry about this. This should have all been done. Fib. $10 o'clock. So that hit 10 o'clock. Just wants going down a little bit more. Okay. Call that off. 18 bar range. 10. 7. And then because we've already had quite a nice push today, well, we've already come down to collect that order today. I'm gonna froze. Oh no, sorry, my mouse. Yeah, we've already been back to collect that order today. Look, so you could possibly see a retrace now up to here. Let's put that on till that gives me days trading. I've had a nice move today, which has given me a fib to play to look at. I always look at what's happened on the previous trade day, see how we bounced off the 71, sorry, the 88, and we bounced off the 88 again, just a little bit higher. 71's here, So we are just coming into the 71 of last week. But yeah, it's a nice move today on the G8. I actually called that one last week. What's the overall picture? Overall picture is we're trying to break this. You see that? We broke this, which gives us this field of play now. Now we broke that. We've had a push down at the lowest of the month. I'm guessing just to get all the money back before they go higher. Because we've not had action like this up here, have we? So this is some heavy action going on here to try and bulls are trying to take control again. We've had a push down to collect these orders. Now we can have a steady climb. Next couple of days, we could possibly see this break. And then whatever gets left behind here, we're going to be sat waiting on. The GC. Let's have a quick look at this. These set to. These are set to midnight, so they won't set in. 10. But I have got this area here on the GC that fell in just above the 88 zone of that trading day, and the 71 of that trading day. So that's quite a nice sort of line I'm looking at for it to come back to. Overall, same again like the GA. I'd like to see this broke before I flip to a buy. These are just targets down here at the moment. Obviously, we had consolidation, we had the push out, we come back, we took off to the 88, we came back. Didn't just quite make that. You see that? We probably took that one back and then didn't have enough oomph just to get that one. So they've come back down to get this here. Back up to the 71. Now we're consolidating. We could probably see a little push and either a breakthrough. But there is this down here. So we could either see a little touchdown, get it, and then the move off. But only the week will tell. So we just keep updating, moving forward. Take that to midnight. So yeah, we're just going sideways at the moment on both GAGC. The GJ. A big push on GJ this morning. Let's just make everything. Seven o'clock. Bit on. Okay, so we are looking for sells. So that's just took that back. But we have this up here, which for me is very possible over the next couple. That's just took that imbalance back there. We're always chasing imbalance, filling banker scandals, mitigating banker scandals, filling imbalance, and manufacturing liquidation. One of them three is always being processed. We just have to see which one. Obviously, we've had this big push here to change the direction, which I can't see them coming. We're at the top for the month. You see how we've been coming down, and we've had another big push which we couldn't get to, and this one got took back. This one's been taken back. This one's just been taken back. See, there's that area there. Building up, and we've had the push out. Does that match up with that? No, not quite. But we do have this area here, which I'm looking for a push down. It'll spike out, possibly 1 wick, maybe. But we'll just follow the markets, see what happens. I already have mine on the GU this morning, so I don't think I won't be putting any more on today. I'll just be watching everything else play out. This one needs updating. $10 low price. That never hit. Just went sideways. Could have possibly. There was no trade that day, so get rid of that. And then put $18 range on. And then you see that we've had that fall on the 88. Sort of falls on the 50% yesterday. 88. It's like it's stepping up just to come and get this. And then we should see a dramatic waterfall, possibly. Because now we're pushing out the top there, you see that? So just to get that extra kick up, just to get that extra foot up, as they say, they could possibly come and get this back today. They did not come for that. So I think we broke here. We're going to break here. We could obviously a nice spike down to get that, but they're on the way down anyway. Bears are in control, but the Bulls are just pushing to get as much money back as they can. So they'll fall through that anyway on the way down. That one, they've just had that one back. Now, possibly a little flick down or even a big flick down to get that. I don't know, but it'd be easier for them to fall through that than go to it and then go here. They may as well take a fight in the next couple of hours to get that and then just let it drop. And then we'll be waiting to let it drop here. the GN. Let's have a look what's going on here. Let's get rid of that for now. GN. Put it all to midnight when it should have all been at 10. So, France. Now we've got that sat at the 88. That's not been touched yet. What's it saying? All right, so we're downtrend still. 15-minute downtrend. We're at the 50% of March. Push off the 50%. Now we've had a push off the bottom price, but we've not broke any major. Yes, we broke some internal structure, but that doesn't mean anything. You could draw a line there, and that's still heading down for me. Gone sideways a bit to collect some momentum. It's a big sideways push that. Something big's happening here. Now we're at the low price for the month. We've had the push up to the 50% for the bulls to try and take over, but they didn't, so the bears carried on. And then it's, see how it's sort of equal. And then we've gone sideways like that spring I was talking about. Like the coiling a spring up. Then we had a push out just to get these back. Got some money there. Thank you. Oh, take them out. Got some money there. Thank you. And then I'd have liked to have seen a push out to then flag back to clear everything and then move on. But we haven't. We've set about consolidating again. See that? It's not as nice and true as that. We've had a bit of a step up to it, but now if you look for the 3 days, we had 3 days where it went nice, then we had a big move to clear everybody out. So we've had a push. Yes, we broke the internal structure, and then we've had 3 days where it's sort of gone sideways. If you went down in, if you're scalping in the 5, you'd probably get a few good moves out of all these. But me personally, next couple of days, I'd like to see either a bust through that, flag down to get these, and then I'll be waiting down here because they need to get that before they take the price up. There's a lot of money sat there. That candle, one solid candle there, goes over. They need that. They can't leave that there. All that improper price action there. From body to body, that's a 27 pip candle. And if I remember rightly, you're looking at $10 million to move 1 pip. So you can imagine the money that's been pumped in to get that candle over 15 minutes there to change all this structure. It's all just understanding how much gets dumped and when it gets dumped and what happens after it gets dumped and what can we do to benefit from them dumping money into the markets. And knowing when, I can never really know when it happens, but we can see when it happens. Obviously, news is a good one for them to move price. They use the news quite a lot to move the price. But yeah, so that's the GN, the Euro USD. See, I didn't have to move that, my 18 bar range on that. It respected it beautifully. And same again, it looks like they're just building up to something. Let's put that fib on. To 10. Put this morning, see if I'd have drawn that on in the same sort of area. We're in waiting mode. I'll show you that. So we've got a big, it has been touched there, but same again, it's a big candle that, what, 15 minutes, 25 pips. You're not telling me that that's not the banks. And there's this here. You see how we're but we could possibly see this come with us where we are. Because that's broke all that. You see that? Let's have a look back here. We've broke, we've come back. We've took off, we've broke, we're coming back. Wonder what's next. Where are we for the month? We are actually sat at the 50% of March. So it's a very decisive area. See how we bounced off it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 9 times last month from this area we bounced. So for me, that's a lovely looking. Got a nice engulfing setup. Lovely engulfing setup. Cover the wick. I always cover the. I think I've covered the lowest wick from the consolidation zone just in case. Still only gives me. Let me just see what. I'll move all that back in a minute. But put that up there. 27 pip stop loss. You could tighten it. The ruling is to go to the bottom of your wick. So you could get an 18, but I always like to give it some space. So a 30 pip stop loss on that. But that was for that trade there. So I'll put all that back. See how we had the push down, consolidated for a little, pushed out, came back to get them orders at that price. Didn't quite make this. So we could see a nice dump off to collect these, and there possibly is some more down here. So it all depends what they want to do. We have had 2 breaks of structure though. So there's a possibility we're going to have another nice push, but you can see they're coming for something here. There's a lot of IPA, sat on an engulfing setup. It'd just be daft not to come here for. But at the moment, the 18 bar range is respecting the. I drew that box on Friday before market closed. So if we just put that, is it 10 o'clock? Yeah, put the fib on. Or I could have drawn it on before. It's a bit early for me. It's been a long weekend. A lovely weekend, but long weekend. Now I've got it for 9 days. I'm going camping next week, which I cannot wait for. Ooh, the gold. Gold is very close. Let me pull that back to 10 o'clock. 8:45 gold stops on Friday. 18 bar. Looks like it's going to touch just out of the 18 bar, that. So I've got an alarm pinged here as it's at that push. So personally, now, knowing what I know him from last week, I'd only ever go for this. I'd drill in. If you have a look, there's me. Get that engulfing setup. 15 minutes, 1,206 pips. 15 minutes. Just out of London on the 29th, the 22nd. We had a big push on Bitcoin, and it's just trailing back to get the big push on Bitcoin. So what's to say gold's not going to do the same? I do have an alarm set here. It's just tried to touch this. But I will I'll sit on the fence here for now, just with that area sat underneath it. It's sort of like sprung out, and now it's sort of enticing everybody in that the trend's going to change, like a fly net. Chase the bright light syndrome. Didn't quite make this candle here, and then we've had a true flag down. So we could see a little reaction off here, but ultimately I'd like to see it come and break this price and then go off, because then we've had all orders filled, money's in the bank, and they're good to move the price. There is we could possibly see it take these two out, because there's some 15 sat on some IPA because that didn't make it there. So there is this little ghost candle at the background under that. So people following could possibly, I'm going to have an alert set on both, so it'll let me know here and here, because they've got to come here, but it's just whether they drop low enough to pick this up as well. And where are we for the month? We are, this is the bottom price for the month, you see there. Hang on. Does need dropping down here, so I'll sort that in a bit. Let's just get, so yeah, there's definite possibility for it to come down here. This structure's been broke here, so I ultimately would have liked to seen it flip, take that, and then drop, but it's not came and taken that. So that's giving me a signal that they don't want to completely push the market down yet, or they'd have got that and then push down. Yes, we have in the 15-minute pushed off here at the beginning of the month, and we have started creating. But if I go up, we've had the spike up here in February, and we've had the pullback in March. See that? Now we're going sideways the beginning of April. So there's no saying .4 hour, we're swinging up. You see, we've just broke that structure from here in the 4 hour. Flip reverse. Just keep going up. Always check your bigger time frames. That'll give you the true idea of what's happening. You see, from 2016, 17, 18, then 19, 20, 21. We could see 22 take it higher. We could see 22 take it lower. But we stick to our trade plan and how we trade. We do break a structure. We identify the move. We put an alert, depending on where it is for the month's price. We set pending and we walk away. That's how we do things, and it seems to work. So Bitcoin was pinging before. I just cancelled the alarm because it came through. And by rights, that wick should have been covered. And if I'd have drilled in, let's just have a quick look. 5 minutes. Yeah, could have got that one there. Did that touch? Did it touch there? Did it touch there? No, it didn't touch. So it would have been that one there. Is that a little red one? Yes, pretty much where the line is on the 71. Would have done it there. So that's the alarm that pinged. But this one's moving, sorry. Let's get that to, I know Bitcoin doesn't stop on a weekend and stuff like that, but I like to keep everything in the same time frames. So when I'm looking at things, I know everything's the same I'm looking at. Some big moves through the night with a Bitcoin. 7 o'clock, bottom price. Lock it off. Bib on. Let's go back to the 15. I like the 15. You see that? There's that one there on the 88. But that would be, that's the size of it, but ruling is last green before the red. So it'd be that little doji there. And lo and behold, for the day that falls on the 88. So that would be a nice area to look. Personally, I'm looking down here to come and fill these that was sat on the 71 of the first. That's lovely, that. Look at that, 71, big engulfing setup. There's that one, but I think that one got taken back there. Yeah. So there is that. And then there is, I'm pretty sure there's one down here after a big push that we had. See all this, that came back to get that. That was the 1 to 18 that came in on, I think that was Friday, Thursday, Friday. But there is this that sat down here. We've pushed, we've had a break, a retest, true price, a break, a massive break. I'm guessing that's where that company bought all them Bitcoins. We've flagged back to get these candles from here. We pushed off. We've come to get them. We've dropped. And now we could possibly see a little push down to get that. See that? What's that? Is that fib? No, that's a red line. I don't need a line there because something's been touched there. That'll have just been a stop loss for that move, so I can get rid of that. So yeah, we've got a move here. There is a move here. I do have an alarm here, so we've had that spike, so there's no saying we don't have a spike up to get that. You know, it's just minimizing your risk to maximize your profits. Get rid of the red for now. I've got an alarm on the black. So yeah, that's everything for this morning. I think we've done the GU. I've actually got a pending sat on this one. As you can see, we're still just sort of bouncing around in the 18 bar range, but I am actually sat here waiting with 0.5%. Padded my entry for the spread, added a little extra on the top to cover the whole trading day of the last trading day. That covers the very top price of that day at a 12 pip stop loss. I've got it looking to drop to a previous candle. If I was to go to today's low, possibly looking at a 1 to 4. I like to trail. I like to use my exit manager and trail my stop loss. Just let the computer do it for me, that bit. I find the entries, that finds the exits. Eliminating more emotions out of the trading. trying to find as many ways to eliminate different emotional moves from your trading plan. I know from these sort of setups, we have rejections. I've just got to make sure I find the right setup that makes me feel comfortable that we're going to have a rejection to a previous line, or even to the previous day's low, or even at 50%. Doesn't matter. A blue profit is a blue profit. It could be a 0.02%. It could be a 200%. It doesn't matter. That thing turns blue. You've done the right thing. Regardless if it goes the other way, you've had that rejection from that area. Yes, it could blast through, but you did everything in your trade plan. You've got your breaker structure here. You've got a setup. We've had a trail back up. We've probably took a candle back here. See how we're at a low price there. There's probably a candle sat there that's took back. Now we're sort of flagging up. We're in the 18 bar. I'd like to see London. London would possibly give me a little touchdown and then a drop. And that's my trade done for the, well, what, 5% there. That'll be me done for the week. But I've only put 0.5%. Because there's another 4 days in the week. If I take 1% out of that, that's 2 days towards somebody's FTMO. You know, I've got my phase 2 this week. I need to make 5%. So I'm just going to take it nice and steady. If I take 2% out of this, I take 2% out of it. If I take 5% out of this, day's done, week's done, 2 months are done. It's all about eliminating your emotional ties to the market. If you can get rid of them, like you say, checklist, breaker structure, setup. Where does the setup fall? Do you like the area where it falls from that day's trading? Wait for, if that's happened, that happened Friday. So you could have set your pending Friday for that. Trust in your process. If it does reject, I'll have my exit manager set. Once it moves 10 pips away to bring my stop loss to break even, and then I'll trail it. And then my exit manager will trail it down to fractals. These little candles where you see more than one, as soon as it creates an area like this with fractal lows or fractal highs, my exit manager will move my stop loss there. They'll always be taking profits. If you set it here, after this move, say I got in this move from here, that happened, we got to here. Once that had happened, my exit manager will move my stop loss here, depending on what time frame I set it to. And then it would be here, and then it would be here, and then it would turn around and took me out. But I'm not having to touch anything because my exit manager's done that for me. It's moved me, it's had my profit for me. And then as it's turned around, if I weren't at the computer, it'd have turned around here and it'd have took me out. But it's locking me in profits. As these fractals are created, my exit manager's locking me in profits. It's a very good tool to have, very, very good tool. It eliminates your emotional exits. These sort of setups eliminate the emotional entries. The exit manager eliminates the exits. You just have to spend your time identifying the moves and where to get in. Once you've set your pending, that'll buy you in. Exit manager will take you out. Regardless, win, loss, doesn't matter. You've done everything in your plan that ticks them boxes. See how we've just broke out the 18 now? We're still in the 18 bar range, but we've had that. That was the top. that will be my top until it's closed. Once it closes at 7, that is when I don't move it, because I've had my full 18 bar range by then. It'll be a bit bigger today because it's from 10 o'clock. Normally it's from midnight, but I like to finish it at 7 just as London opens. Then that gives me a nice look of how London's opening. So yeah, this is a very nice one to be looking at today in the GU. Even down to the 50% of yesterday's Friday's trading, you're still looking at a 1 to 4 just from the little rejection. Or you could come down to the 88, give you a 1 to 3. So if I might put my fib on now. Midnight. Bring that to midnight. So you could bring that down here. That give you a 10 pip stop loss. But with that being so close, the top price, and it only taking me to 12, if it breaks that price line there, I want nothing to do with the trade. So I'd rather cover that with my 0.5% into it. You know, if that makes sense. For the sake of 2 pips to cover that top price line for that day, it seems mad not to, doesn't it? It's a nice setup, don't get me wrong. But why not give yourself that little bit more breathing space when it's only costing you 2 pips? You only need 12 pips to get you 1 to 1. Which give you 12 pips for your 1 to 1. It'd give you that. So you at the where we are now at price, even just for a little rejection. You see where I'm going. Anyway, yeah, absolutely lovely weekend with my son. Nice to be back on the charts. GU's looking really nice this morning. This has been Shane Carlisle for Smart Money Trading. Pre-market on the 4th of the 4th, 2022. Any questions, hit me up. I'll be in front of my screen now from now till Friday when I've got my son again for 9 days. Last morning to you all. I'll get this uploaded now so everybody's got a fighting chance to have a look at a few things. Peace out, guys. See you on the next one.